Pramshupinayata Bujo Gora Kanjura Nikshanaha Sunasa Sumukha Somya Pinamsa Sudvija Smitaha Pramshupinayato Bujo Gaura Kanjanurikshanaha Sunasa Sumukha Saumya Pinamsa Sudvija Smitaha. Ladies. Gaura Kanjarunekshanaha Sunasa Sumukha Saumya Pinamsa Sudvija Smitaha Pramshu Pinayata Bhujo Gaura Kanjarunekshanaha Sunasa Sumukha Saumya Pinamsa Sudvija Smitaha. Pramshuhu, very tall. Pina Ayata, full and broad. Bhujaha, arms. Gauraha, fair complexioned. Kanja, lotus-like. Aruna Ikshanaha, with bright eyes, resembling a morning sunrise. Sunasaha, straight nose. Sumukhaha, with a beautiful face. Saumya, of a grave bodily stature. Pina Amsaha, shoulders raised. Su, beautiful. Dvija, teeth. Smitaha, smiling. Translation. King Prithu's body was tall and sturdy, and his complexion was fair. His arms were full and broad, and his eyes as bright as the rising sun. His nose was straight, his face very beautiful, and his personality grave. His teeth were set beautifully in his smiling face. This is Rasa Basa. Huh? Yeah, this is Rasa Basa because we're speaking about the smiling face here. Smitaha, in Dvija. He has a little small teeth in his mouth when he's smiling. It's a beautiful teeth. Nisimhadev has a very sharp teeth, razor sharp teeth. He can actually kill the enemies. But, so one more time. King Prithu's body was tall and sturdy. His complexion was fair. His arms were full and broad, and his eyes as bright as the rising sun. His nose was straight, his face very beautiful, and his personality grave. His teeth were set beautifully in his smiling face. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Amongst the four social orders of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, the Kshatriyas, both men and women, are generally very beautiful. As will be apparent from the following verses, it is to be concluded that not only were Maharaj Prithu's bodily features attractive as described here, but he had specific all auspicious signs in his bodily construction. Prabhupada uses this bodily construction in his body. As it is said, the face is the index of the mind. One's mental constitution is exhibited by his facial features. The bodily features of a particular person are exhibited in accordance with his past deeds. For according to one's past deeds, his next bodily features, whether human society, animal society, or demigod society, are determined. This is proof of the transmigration of the soul through different types of bodies. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Pramshupinayata Bujo Gora Kanjanurekshaha Sunasa Sumukha Somya Pinamsa Sudvija Smitaha. King Spiritu's body was tall and sturdy, and his complexion was fair. His arms were full and broad, and his eyes as bright as the rising sun. His nose was straight, his face very beautiful, and his personality grave. His teeth were set beautifully in his smiling face. This is a beautiful description of one of the very important incarnation of our Shrimad-Bhagavatam. King Prithu was a powerful avatar. We see he had many wonderful actually pastimes. First of all, he had the darshan of Vishnu himself, because we can speak about Krishna, we can read about Krishna, meditate even on Krishna, meditate on the deity form of Krishna. But Prithu Maharaj or many others in the Bhagavatam, we see they had actually direct perception of Krishna. They spoke to Krishna face to face, as in the Shrimad-Bhagavatam, when Lord Brahma created this material world, Lord Vishnu was very pleased. And he did what? He shook a hand with Brahma. It's a very nice job. Shook hand with Krishna. Imagine, Brahma. And Prabhupada says there in the purport, that the goal of life, everybody's life, to be so successful in their service, that Lord Krishna will come and say, very nice, Bhaktin Heidi, you're a good book to serve, I congratulate you. I mean, imagine this, the Krishna personally comes and congratulates you. This will be very nice. And this is actually the goal here. The goal of life is to actually associate with Krishna. The goal of life is, yes, we meditate on Krishna in our pre-stage, but the goal of life is actually associate with Krishna personally. Just spoke with one devotee in Munich a few days ago, and he was asking about how is our practice, which is called sadhana bhakti, how is this leading us to raganuga bhakti, or spontaneous devotional to Krishna? What does that mean? Do we need to do anything special? Now we are doing this kind of, we have to do this. Like people have jobs, they have to work 8 hours because they have to somehow maintain themselves. So they work 8 hours, but then this is done. Now your real life is at home, or you go to evening parties, whatever you do. So is this like similar? He didn't ask this, but I'm just expanding to his thought. Is this just something like this? That we are, doing our job, so to say, chanting Hare Krishna, going to program, offering dandavats, do our service, and then one day when this is all done, now I'm ready to do real devotional service. This is all behind me now. So the answer is no. Actually, our devotional service, what we do now, is already actually leading, the process itself is leading towards pure devotional service, meaning leading towards spontaneous loving devotion. So we do not need to do anything extra. We travel a lot in trains, so sometimes the train is comprised of two different trains. Train RE2 and RE35, and they're put together. And they go together until Schwandorf, I don't know, whatever the place is, Degendorf. And then from Degendorf on, the R35 stays there and the other just continues to go. So this is, or sometimes it's just changed the name of the train, but actually it's the same train. So this is exactly our devotional service in the, Hare Krishna. This is our devotional service. We are practicing devotional, so-called sadhana bhakti, but in reality we're actually practicing sleepy raganuga bhakti, or you can say deep asleep raganuga bhakti, depends on our consciousness. But it's a sleepy raganuga bhakti, because when we come to the platform, of the spontaneous devotional service, the Krishna consciousness opens in our heart and we don't change anything. It's not suddenly now we have to wear saris. You don't see senior devotee who are very advanced. Oh, he's very sorry. Oh, he has come to this platform. In India, actually, I've seen once in Vrindavan some bearded men wearing sari and covered like gopis. It's not nice scene. Like, oh, you're scared. You don't know what's going on here. It's not like it didn't invoke spontaneous devotional service in me. I thought like, oh, this is stay a little bit, go to the other side of the road. So it is not that we change anything at all. We still chant our rounds. We still wake up for Mangalartik. We still offer our obeisances. We offer prasadam. We do everything as we do. It's just our heart is different, perceives everything differently. As we recently read a verse from the Shrimad-Bhagavatam, where Krishna, when the pure devotee of Krishna does not see anything, he doesn't see actually even forms sometimes of the trees or mountains. He sees Krishna everywhere. This is the very elevated platform. And we sing even Bahir Nisimho, Hridaya Nisimho every day. And but devotee never changes his mood. Now I'm on the spontaneous love, Hari Bol. Now I've reached the end. Because the material world, we all want to reach the end. When you're a student, you want to get a degree and you work hard and you get a degree and I'm done. Then you get a degree, the next task, get a job. Got a job, I'm done. Next thing is whatever, you want to get married, I'm done. So we have these tasks to achieve. But in the spiritual world, it's not like now, okay, now I have got second initiation, now I've reached the supreme end, or I've taken sannyas. That's it, I'm on the top of the world now. This is a wrong attitude. Or even more so, if Prabhupada says, one should not think, oh, now I've seen Krishna, this is the end now. I'm done. He quotes this verse. Anybody knows what song Prabhupada quotes in this regard? Hey Radha Vraja Devike, hey Nanda Suna Kutaha, Shri Govardhana Pada Patale, Kalindi. Hey Krishna, Radharani, where are you? These are the songs, Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yugo, Shri Jiva Gopalaka. This is the song glorification of the six Goswamis. So where are you? Are you on a Govardhan, or are you on the bank of Yamuna? Where are you? Prabhupada says, this is the way to execute pure devotional service. Always wondering, where is Krishna? How can I find Krishna? How can I attain Krishna? So this is the proper attitude. Proper attitude is that we always think, how can I find Krishna? Whether you're a young devotee and you have found Krishna, and I always repeat this, when I was a young devotee, maybe 2 weeks in the movement, I thought, within 6 months I'll become pure devotee. Not more, maybe 6 months max. Because I thought the process is so easy, and I'm doing it so well. 6 months and I'll be pure devotee. That's not more. But this is a materialistic attitude. So we should always think, how can I find Krishna? Where is Krishna? So, and here, this is the wonderful description of Prithu Maharaja's body. And we have so many nice descriptions of different incarnations of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya's body, Lord Nityananda's body, Nrsimhadeva's body is all described in the Shastras. All kinds of bodies, you can say, which are all transcendental bodies. So that we can have something to meditate on. Because dhyana, meditation, we do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So if we chant or glorify Krishna loud, or speak about Krishna, and then we hear about Krishna by reading Shrimad-Bhagavatam, then we'll remember Krishna. And what will we remember? I was one friend of devotees, and his wife, very young, they told me, I didn't see them on the weekend. I said, you didn't come to the temple. And he said, or she said, oh no, we had a horror marathon. I said, what is a horror marathon? She said, we watch horror movies like 20 hours a day, movie after movie after movie, all weekend. I said, my God, I don't want to imagine what's in your mind right now. Imagine you watch horror movies 2-3 days. Oh my God, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All day and all night, horror movies. So this is not good meditation. No. Imagine if you die in this moment, what will you become? Imagine, you're watching this wonderful horror movie, you are rejoicing, your heart is brimming with bhava, and then an earthquakes happen, and then the ceiling comes and you die. You become maybe associate of Lord Shiva, maybe, If Shiva is merciful, he will take you. Bhutas, pretas, pishachas, one of these wonderful species. But devotees, therefore, we read about Krishna, and therefore we remember Krishna. So if you read, I was reading this verse when Subal Prabhu sent me, and I was thinking, wow, such a beautiful form of Krishna. He has a straight nose, he has a complexion fair, you can imagine how he stands. So if you read this, so naturally you remember this form. If you constantly read Shrimad-Bhagavatam, if you constantly read Chaitanya Charitamrita, what will you remember? You'll remember Krishna. This is what Prabhupada's intention was by printing these books. As he said many times, these books are not only for distribution, these books are for you to read. And also we add, but also for distribution, I'm adding. For reading also, but also for distribution. So, because as much as we distribute, knowledge of Krishna to people, we need to also hear about Krishna, so that we can also meditate on Krishna. How many instances we have in the past when devotees who were great preachers, but they somehow or other went astray. And the reason was that their meditation on Krishna was not strong enough. We call it, he didn't have a strong sadhana, devotees have a strong sadhana. Strong sadhana means hearing about Krishna and remembering Krishna. And this is actually the goal of life. Yena, tena, prakarena, mana Krishna niveshayet. Etayor eva kinkaram, sarva vidi nishedasyur, etayor eva kinkaram. This is the verse by Sanjaya Rupa Goswami. And he says, somehow or other, the verse is, somehow or other, you have to think of Krishna. Somehow, this way or that way, you have to think of Krishna, you have to remember Krishna. And all the vidis, sarva vidi, all the instructions of the shastras are meant for this one aim. Because, why? Because when we die, we have to remember something. And if we don't remember Krishna, we'll remember the horror movie with a big knife, whatever the story is. And then we will enter this body, or that kind of body. Or if you don't remember anything, if you are completely in the mode of ignorance, like some famous musicians who were idols of the society, who died on a toilet seat, intoxicated, I don't know what kind of destination this person has. Imagine, you die intoxicated, completely drunk or drugs, and you die in a toilet seat. So meditation, I don't know what kind of meditation is that. So therefore, we have to meditate on Krishna. And this is actual proper meditation. Meditation on something, not meditation on nothing. Or we can expect, maybe we'll remember Krishna, maybe we'll not remember Krishna at the time of death. But if we remember throughout the life, then Krishna will come and remember us. Krishna says in the Shrimad-Bhagavatam, if devotee does not remember me, at the time of death, I will come personally to take him, and I will remember him. So this is what kind of these verses can inspire in us, how to think of Krishna, how to meditate on Krishna. There's so many wonderful forms of Krishna. We have a famous Dasha avatars, but we have also some extra avatars. Dasha avatar, Matsya, Varahadev, Kurma, all these like lower forms, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, lower species. He said this is like a proof. Bhaktivinoda Thakur poetically describes this is like a evolution, But he said evolution of consciousness, because we have first fish, then we have a tortoise, then we have a Varahadev, Wildschweine. And then you have, next, what is the, Nrsimhadev was the next incarnation, half man, half lion, So it's, Bhaktivinoda said this is like evolution. He uses these Dash avatars because in India at that time everyone knew Dash avatars, so he uses this to explain the evolution of consciousness, how we come to the platform that we actually become devotees of Krishna. So, but we have some extra avatars in our Shastras. Our extra avatars are this Hayagriva, the horse, at the incarnation. And then we have in the 11th canto, one special, one of my favorite avatars is Hamsa avatar, very philosophical avatar, very heavy philosophy preaching. So we have a wonderful different avatars, descriptions of all these amazing incarnations. So we should read about them and try to, even if you cannot remember, we should just read and try to meditate on this. When I joined very, very first few days, actually, I don't think I was even at temple. I was just visiting temple. And the pujari at the temple, he was very dedicated to Gornitai. We have very beautiful Gornitai, brass Gornitai deities. And pujari would give me a task every day to remember the deities. And every darshan in the morning, I had to look at the deities very carefully, because later on during the day he will come and ask me, so, what colors of the earrings had Gornitai today? And I was like, oh my God. So I have to remember what kind of chadar, what kind of flowers they had, or what. So I have to remember all this. So I have to always, like in anxiety, think about Gornitai. So and then he would come and ask me, what kind of chadar did he have? And I said, blue. And he said, very good. So I was like, I did it. So next day again, what kind of chadar? What kind of whatever, crown. So this was a nice meditation of Gornitai. I had in anxiety, but I had always meditated on Gornitai. So this is we should do something like this. Of course, not, in anxiety. Jaya Shishi Nrsimhadev Prahlad Maharaj. If you ask me what color Nrsimhadev wore today, I wouldn't know. It's white. So, what anybody knows what kind of jewelry Nrsimhadev, what color of jewelry Nrsimhadev has? It's white. I don't see yellow. White, wasn't it? White. Anyways, good to meditate on the form of Nrsimhadev. What kind of club? What does the club look like? Club is a very important item in Nrsimhadev Leela. Without club, Nrsimhadev needs it to protect from the demoniac influences. There's actually prayers to the Chatur. I don't know exactly what's the name of the prayers, but prayers to I saw it in South India. There's a prayer to one booklet, prayers to the club, prayers to the disc, prayers to the chakra, prayers to maybe lotus. I'm not sure. The weapons of Nrsimhadev. I'm not sure it's a lotus. I don't think Nrsimhadev is a lotus. But anyways, these are actually people. They're actually devotees. Because we know in spiritual world, everything is a person. Everybody is a person. So this club is actually a person. So it's not like just some metal thing that Nrsimhadev has in his hands. It's actually a person, devotee. Chakra, is described, one of the alvars, 12 alvars in South India, is actually chakra incarnated. And he became alvar. You're not from South India. I think this is from Tamil Nadu, I'm not sure. But, so they're all devotees. Imagine chakra, somehow we think chakra, but this chakra is actually devotee, and he was teaching glorification of Vishnu. This is wonderful. So meditation is very important in devotional service. And Prabhupada says here, the face is the index of the mind. So we know every bhakta leader, every temple president, spiritual master, I'm sure, when you see a devotee, you see a new bhakta, you just look at his eyes and everything is written there. Everything, the face, everything is written. This bhakta is mental bhakta. Or this bhakta is doing well. You see. How do you know? Because you see the face. The face is shiny. If someone his new devotee face is shiny, and he's like, Hari Bol, and then this he's doing well. But if one devotee is like, wow, very well, Prabhu, and you see this, he cannot, look at you in the eyes, he's looking back and forth, or especially when they chant. This was, I have to say this, also from the early days, when I would, one devotee was teaching me. He was my Bhakta leader. It was kind of unofficial Bhakta program. It was me and another Bhakta. We had an unofficial Bhakta program with him. And he was teaching us. So we were sitting in the temple room in the morning. At that time, everybody chanted together in the temple room, whole temple. There was not like, we chant here, or somebody sleeping, Everybody chants together in the temple room. Imagine, at that time, I think there was 70 devotees. So half a temple Mataji's, half a temple, it was like a bees. So devotees were chanting, and we were sitting, and he said, look at this, Prabhu. Watch him. And he would chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, and he would walk. Then he would walk downstairs, then he come back upstairs, then he would look through the window a little bit, then come back and forth, Hare Krishna. Then we sit, cover with each other, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then he get up again, and he said, this is his mind. You see how his mind works? He said he's going up there, he cannot control it. His mind is dragging him around, which is actually a proof that our mind is dragging us through the material world. And then he showed me, look at this devotee. This devotee was, one devotee was. Yeah. And on and on and on. I was thinking, like, how long is it? And he was doing on and on and on. So he was sleeping. Another devotee was whatever. One devotee was standing up and facing the wall, just like this. So each devotee has so he told me, the rule which I follow ever since, this is many, many years ago. He said, if you want, because I told him I cannot sit, for me this is impossible. First of all, some of my legs are not suitable for sitting like this. And second of all, I cannot sit, I have to walk. So he said, if you want to walk, choose one Strecke, wie ist mal Strecke? Eine Strecke. And, short, like maybe 5 meters, not more. Maybe if you want to go, but 5 meters. And you should just walk back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Because in this way, your mind will not wander, what's that through the window? That's why japa walk for me is a little bit difficult, because, there's a bird there, there's a wildschwein, Haribo waving from the forest. It's it's difficult to think of Krishna. You chant and you see a flock of wildschwein coming towards you, and you say, oh, varahade, varahade. Or whatever you see, people walk by, and then you have to kind of not chant so loud, and so on and so forth. So choose one short distance, 5 meters, and back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I follow this ever since, and it works really well. In this way, you're not discovering something new. Is it now wonderful? Is it not wonderful? Just chant. Hare Krishna, just concentrate on mantra, and your body is moving. It's like a kind of a trance, you can say. And then you're done, you finish your 16th round, Hari Bol, as Prabhupada says, now I finished my 16th round, I can do any damn thing I want. Prabhupada, as a joke, he said this to the devotees, that how important, meaning you did the most important part of the day. You chanted your 16 rounds like a big block, you're done, then you're like, phew, now I can, how are you, Prabhu? Oh, how is everything? You can speak about all kinds of things. Of course, we should not be like this leisurely, but the point is that this is the most important part of our day. The Hare Krishna mantra, 16 rounds a day, as they say, one apple a day keeps, doctor away. So 16 rounds a day keeps, not really Maya away, but at least put a nice fence against Maya. So we should, this is the meditation of the Maha Mantra. So devotees sometimes ask, how do I improve my chanting? How can I chant better? So, of course, as they said, nothing to it but to do it. What can you? I cannot move your lips. You have to chant, and you have to think of the mantra. Prabhupada says, very good formula, just hear the sound. And this is and she said later on, the Leela may come, or remembrance of Krishna, like now we read about Prithu and something may come. But just hear the sound. You just hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You just hear the sound. So if you hear 16 rounds of the sound of the Hare Krishna mantra, that will definitely put a good fence between me and Maya. This is true. And also another thing is, in the evening we should already prepare. Where is my bead bag? We should evening should be preparation for the next day, just like a Sankirtan devotee. If you want to distribute books, in the evening you already put your books together, prepare your backpack. Everything is in the evening prepared. Books are prepared, the bead bag is prepared, my clothes is prepared. So when I wake up, there's no mentaling around. I wake up and I know my books are here, my gamsha is here, my bead bag is here, everything is there. You just go take shower, and you come back and you know exactly what's going on, and you're not mental. Because the whole point is to not let the mind dictate my life. Why would I let the mind dictate my life? It should be the other way around. As our Bhagavad Gita says, the mind is like unbridled horses, like horses running around, and you're sitting in a chair, in a cart, and you don't know where they're going. And you are kind of holding yourself, okay, I'll go along with, No, you have your control, your reins, and sometimes you see the horses, they will explode. So okay, let them a little bit, let the horses run a little bit, but you're controlling the rein. You're not just thinking, okay, let it go, whatever. It's, no, I'm controlling. I see that the horses are very restless, and they will die or whatever. So let them a little bit loose. We let our ourselves to be influenced a little bit by Maya, purposefully, knowing that, okay, I will just be now a little bit, because I don't want to completely freak out, as we say. So therefore, Prabhupada has advised devotees who have difficulties a little bit to fully control the mind and think of Krishna, to enter Grihastha ashram. Therefore, you have a little bit, as Prabhupada says, leeway or scope for sense gratification. But this is also limited. This is the thing. In our movement, in our philosophy of Krishna consciousness, Vaishnava theology, everything is limited. Material world is very limited. We think like once, when I was getting married, one devotee friend of mine, brahmachari from England, very, very funny, ridiculous, British humor. He sent me the picture. He had a picture of me. He cut my head, and he found a picture of a man bare-chested in a cabriolet. Cabriolet is the car without roof, with a beautiful blonde woman. And he put a head on this man, and he wrote, Grihastha ashram. Yeah, I was standing in cabriolet with bare-chested driving car, and beautiful blonde woman next to me. We're driving. The hair is wonderful. So this is not Grihastha ashram, actually. Just for your information. If you are planning, if you're thinking about it. Because Grihastha ashram is also restricted. Sorry to inform you. Grihastha ashram is also restricted. Everything is restricted. Everything is restricted. Sannyas is restricted. Sannyas is not supposed to talk to a woman in a secluded place. Imagine this restriction. So if you want to speak, this is a temple room or something, but that's about it. Or whatever, brahmachari, of course, you cannot. We have sometimes, for the sake of services, they can have a little bit in the pujari room. Oh, Mataji, how is it? What do you think about, should we cut this? And she said, no. So this is the association of brahmachari women. In the pujari room or in the kitchen, washing dishes and talking a little bit about, mustard seed. Should you mustard seed in the sabji or not? This is the discussion. It's restricted, very, very restricted. Same thing, the brahmachari is restricted to associate with children. We don't like, oh, how are you? We put the children in our laps, and we don't do this. You know, there's so many restrictions we do, but these restrictions are not meant to make our life miserable. These restrictions are meant so we can actually not be entangled with some other meditations, unnecessary meditations. Our meditation is only on Krishna. So this is the point of the day. The face is the index of the mind, and we can see to our own face when we look in the mirror. You know, Jaya Shishini Simade Prahlad Maharaj ki Jaya. We can see what is our mind at. So Hare Krishna, I thank you very much for your attention. Would you have any question? Sorry? Yeah, what? Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Yes.
You mentioned that the 16 rounds create like a fence towards Maya, but I was thinking, isn't Maya Devi such a powerful servant of Krishna? I mean, do we have ever a chance against Maya? I mean, she could finish us in a second. We are so helpless.
Yes, she is finishing us in a second. It's not like she could. She actually is. Just by giving you this body, we already finished by Maya. Because body is susceptible to so many things. So it's like we have a, how you call it, Trojan horse? You know Trojan horse? This is in the history of Greek mythology, when they wanted to conquer this city of Troya, or whatever they call it. And they couldn't, so they were thinking, let's make a horse of a wood. And they made a huge horse, and the soldiers hid inside of the belly of the horse. And they said, we want to give you a big gift. So the king accepted gift of a horse, and then when they entered inside of the city, the soldiers came out of the belly, and then they kill everybody, whatever the story is. So Maya is by giving us this body, Maya is already there. And we are trying to chant our rounds, but our body is already Maya. Our body is already made of Maya. So it's not like now we can do something extraordinary to escape Maya, because we are in Maya already by accepting this body. So it's only by Krishna's mercy that this what we do is actually the process what Krishna gave works, and therefore if we do this process, then we somehow get Krishna's mercy to don't be attached to Maya, you can say. But otherwise it's not, there's no hope, because you're already there. You're already in Maya. There's nowhere to, you cannot get out, if you have a fire and then you say, okay, let me turn the fire off, and you throw more fire. It's not going to happen. So this is what it is. Our body is not water. So just by Krishna's mercy. So this is, in one sense, you can say it's an illusion to think that we can escape Maya. It's only the Krishna's mercy. In reality, everything is Krishna's mercy. Everything. The material world is Krishna's mercy. The Maya is Krishna's mercy. The process is Krishna's mercy. The chanting is Krishna's mercy. It's a mercy that we can chant. How many people cannot chant? I was once in Mumbai, where I was very ill. I was in this sick room in a Chowpatty temple. And this one devotee who brought me there, now he's a sannyasi, he had an accident and he broke his jaw. And he could not chant for a couple of months, or I don't know, a long time. And he was writing. So they asked him something, he was writing because he could not speak. And they asked him, how do you chant? And he said, I'm chanting in mind. 16 rounds is the 16 rounds. Imagine 16 rounds in your mind. Did you try to chant like Jaya Shinisimade Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai? Did you try to chant one round in your mind? Try it. Not moving the mouth. Impossible. So we are grateful to Krishna's mercy, so we can have mouth to speak. And we have fingers to chant, and also that we have a brain to understand, and also that we have a mind who can actually process this, because everything is processed through the mind. That we have a mind to process this, that we are chanting, to hear, to remember, and all these things. This is just all Krishna's mercy, all of it. You should just use it, take advantage. I was, as an example, I was once, I had a bicycle, and I had some defect on the bicycle. I need to repair it. And I didn't want to go to the shop because shops are ripping you off. They charge so much money. So I found the self-repair shops. You have this in Germany, self-repair shops. So you go there and they give you the tool and you just repair whatever that thing you pay for an hour or something like this. You pay like something, €5 per hour or something like this. So I went there and of course I had no idea how to fix the bike. And the guy, he did everything for me. He just said, take this here, and he took my hand. And he did everything for me. In the end, he said, move aside. And he just fixed the bike for me. And this was a self-repair bike, So this is what we do, in Krishna consciousness. We think I'm there, but in reality, Krishna does everything. Krishna chants. Of course, not that we, in a sahaja way, but it's all mercy of Krishna, all of it. So therefore, there's no need to be, I'm a great devotee or I'm this devotee. It's all Krishna's mercy. And we should just take advantage of it. And I went several times to this bike repair shop. I took advantage. So we should do this. We should take advantage of it. So, Hare Krishna. Is this a good answer? Relatively. Noch was? Yeah? Well, when I joined, everybody was 18, 19, 20. Younger people, they can do all kinds of things. They can tolerate. They are good in groups. When you get older, then I don't like this, so I can, So now also, before, when I was young, I could live in big cities. I don't care. But now it's a little bit, when I see traffic, when I see the tram and all this noise and filth, and I'm thinking, oh my God, So everything is in its own time. So the point is to chant Hare Krishna, whether in a peaceful environment, in non-peaceful environment. For me, that time was very inspiring because the 70 people chant Hare Krishna in the morning together. This was a powerful experience, really powerful experience. But now I don't think I would. Usually when the temple room is full, I usually leave. Okay, Sanjay Prabhu? You have a 10 question? No, okay. Subal Gopal.
What is your advice on understanding if inspiration from inside comes from illusory energy or from Krishna?
There was the question is if inspiration comes, how do we know, is it from Krishna or is it from your own materialistic heart? Once they asked this question, one devotee in Vrindavan, and he answered, as long as you ask these questions, it comes from the materialistic heart. Meaning that not that it does, but meaning that you should always check it up. Because sometimes even Krishna appears in your dream and tells you, do this, and you say, oh, Krishna told me, and you do it and it's completely wrong. Your mind can also do this. Mind can also take form of Krishna. I'm exaggerating now, and can tell you, Subal Gopal, this is very good that you start eating burgers because you need for your health. I authorize it, The Simadev, and you think, I had a dream. So we should therefore always check with, Munindra Gana Prabhu. And do you think burger is good? And you said, just go and take shower and chant 32 rounds today. And no breakfast. so very easy, very easy. Actually, these things are very easy in Krishna consciousness. We just have to ask somebody. We just have to ask, what do you think? And they immediately tell you. It's not like it's a big science or I had this dream. Just ask somebody, what do you think? And they will say, not good. Don't do it. Don't do it. Or do it. Or try it. But of course, the advanced devotees, How did Prabhupada know? How did Prabhupada know that he should go to America and not in England? Prabhupada gives this humorous answer. Anybody knows the answer? He said, my godbrothers, my senior godbrothers went to England and failed. I thought, let me fail in another country. So this is Prabhupada's humorous answer. They already failed in England, let me fail in America. But of course, we know this is Prabhupada's humility. Prabhupada actually was guided by the Super Soul. When Prabhupada was in the boat, just recently, there was a departure of Prabhupada. Did you celebrate departure of Prabhupada to America? And the Prabhupada on the boat, he saw Dasha Avatar, the avatars of Krishna, rowing the boat. Imagine, I always would imagine Varahadev, rowing the boat, Kurma, turtle, rowing. But he saw all the avatars rowing the boat. So this is proof that Krishna is guiding my endeavors. So you both should be there. You should be hearing Krishna's voice everywhere. But at the same time, you should always, if you're not sure, check up. Because that may be completely wrong. There was this, some years ago, one devotee, he was an ISKCON devotee and he somehow left and he started his own, I don't want to say movement, but his own group of people. And so he gave an interview in the newspaper and he said, I'm playing basketball with Krishna every day. And, so everybody's like, oh my God, what is this? But in your mind can, maybe in his mind he was, we don't know. Mind is very powerful. We should not joke with mind. Hare Krishna. Anything else, or should we call the day and see what's for breakfast? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Narasimha ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.